This is Analytical Media. Today we have questions about cheating, questions that were submitted to our therapist. We'll start with number 1. I forgave my husband for cheating while I was pregnant, but now I feel zero attraction to him and I'm scared our family is broken. I, a 28-year-old female, have been with my husband for years and we have a 4-month-old son together. Last spring, while I was pregnant, he cheated on me with a one-night stand and told me about it right away. He said how much he regretted it and has since done everything to make it up to me. He's an amazing father. He helps constantly with our son, and we've been going to couples therapy. I truly believed I had forgiven him for the act itself, but ever since our son was born 4 months ago, something has completely shifted. We sleep in separate bedrooms because I breastfeed and stay in the baby's room. He has started trying to be intimate again, wanting to snuggle, kiss, or even move back into our bedroom now that the baby sleeps better. But every single time he touches me, I cringe. I immediately think about the cheating and feel uncomfortable and disconnected. I still love him and want to stay with our son, but I don't feel any attraction anymore. And I am terrified. I only see him as a co-parent. I don't want a divorce, but I also keep living this way. I can't do it. I can't keep it up. How do I even talk to him about it without blowing up our family? This could be psychological or it could be physical. You are still breastfeeding. The baby's only been born 4 months ago. Hormone changes are rushing through your body. You didn't mention it, but do you have sexual attractions to other men? Are there men you would gladly have sex with? Are you thinking about having sex? Do you miss not having sex? Or is that kind of all in the background and the baby's everything right now? Well, hormonally that could be true. You are in couples therapy. Certainly you could bring it up there. You're right. How do I even talk to him about it without blowing up our family? Do it in couples therapy. Do it with the help of your therapist. Your sexual attraction to him should not be changed because he cheated on you. After all, you know he had sex with women before he met you. Have you talked about those relationships? How strong they were or how fulfilling to him? There's plenty of reason to be jealous there, I'm sure. The fact he cheated on you, that's a breakup of trust. You had a relationship based on trust. If he said he was at the store, you knew he was at the store. If he gave you his word, you know he'd keep his word, or at least you thought you knew it. And now you know that's not true. Do you trust him when he says he's at the mechanics? Do you want to know where he's at? Does it matter to you where he's at? Those are all things we would need to know. But the fact that you cringe when he touches you could be psychological, but it's much more likely to be related to hormonal changes that are still going through your body. Major hormonal changes. Question number 2 about cheating. My boyfriend, 35, cheated on me, 30 years old. After several years together, the cheating began. Instead of being remorseful or apologetic, he immediately started blaming me for it. He said I wasn't giving him enough attention, or that our relationship had grown stale, and blamed it on me. I feel completely lost and gaslit. I keep replaying everything and wondering if I really did something to cause this. But at the same time, I'm furious that he won't own up to what he did. We have a shared life, shared friends, and future plans, but right now I don't even know if I can look at him the same way ever again. I feel like I'm outgrowing my long-term partner, and I don't know how to say it. It is very possible that you are outgrowing your partner. It happens all the time. You don't say how long you've been together, but you very well may have outgrown him when you say that you're furious at him because he won't own up to what he did. That shows that you are dissatisfied with him. It makes you furious. It's a very strong emotion. It's beyond as concerning to you. It's more than concerning. It's more than upsetting. You're furious. It's a very strong emotion. Perhaps you don't want to try to save the relationship. I don't think it's possible to save it on your own. Very likely, you will need therapy. This relationship needs to be looked at therapeutically, clinically. And it could very well be that you've outgrown him. He blames you for things he did wrong. It's a very bad thing in a relationship. From the tone and from what you've written, it appears that you are over him. You're done. If you want to try to save it, you're going to have to deal with these things in counseling, in a clinical setting. But it is very possible to outgrow your relationship. And speaking of outgrowing people, she's outgrowing him, perhaps. And now we have another question. It's just the opposite. He's 31 years old. He is a man. She's 33 years old. She is a female. And they've been together for years. And they've built a whole life together. He says, lately I've been realizing I'm outgrowing her financially, mentally, and emotionally. She's content staying exactly where we are, while I'm pushing for more. I feel guilty even thinking this because she's a good person and we've been through so much. But the resentment is building, and I don't know how to have the conversation without destroying her. The resentment is building. Does it sound like he's becoming furious? The resentment is building up like a volcano. Is this fury that he's feeling? It's building. He resents her, just as the woman before resented her boyfriend. He hasn't used the word furious, as our earlier writer did, but it sounds very similar. Intense emotion. As I said for the last answer, it is very possible to outgrow your partner, especially in the late 20s or the early 30s. You're really not that settled. Your personality, your interests, your likes, even your career may not be well settled in your early 30s or late 20s. There's plenty of room for growth. You may grow towards your partner, or you may grow away from your partner. And of course, any decent human being is going to feel bad because they've invested all this time with someone. They've been committed to that person. They've been pledged to that person. But now, they don't want to be with that person. Therapy might work. Nothing else will. Trying this on your own will not work. The biggest problem with divorce is not the act of separation, permanent separation. It's that only one person usually wants to be divorced. The other person doesn't want it. For the person who wants divorce, it's great. But for the person whose life is secure, they're not discontented in the least. Now everything's gone. You got to sell the house. You got to divide up the kids maybe. Got to divide up your friends. And if you're lucky, you'll get some and he'll get some. Or maybe he'll get them all and you'll get none. Or you'll get them all and he'll get none. Everything's changed. All the plans, for the future. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. Those were definite plans. And now they're off because you're not going to be together anymore. That's the problem with divorce. One person wants it, the other person doesn't. One's completely in favor of it, and the other one's 100% against it. In a situation like that, counseling's a good thing. Yes, it might save it. But generally, it's a waste of time because one person really wants out and cannot even imagine things returning to the way it used to be. Cheating isn't a bad thing because you had sex with someone else or he had sex with someone else. Pretty normal, pretty natural. Not desirable, but not that abnormal. The problem is the cheater cannot be trusted. Cheater is the same thing as saying liar. Liar, deceiver. It's like putting up your hand. Who's not trustworthy in this relationship? Ooh, me. I'm not trustworthy. I cheated. And you're right, you're not trustworthy. If it's a good relationship other than that, it can always be saved through some type of therapy. But if there are other problems in a relationship, and it wasn't a mistake, this is a behavior that this individual will engage in regularly, you can't trust them. Never again, it'll never happen again. You can't trust them. Trust has to be re-earned, which is a long process that can take years. How long to regain that trust? Well, you won't be much over it in a year, I can assure you of that. You might be, if everything goes right and your partner's completely trustworthy and he's kept his word or she's kept her word, you might be beginning to trust them again after 5 or 6 years. It takes time. But if there's some lying going on and you caught your partner in lies or in suspicious behavior like password protecting the phone and the computer in certain accounts, leaving the room when they get a call, clearly trying to be deceptive in some way or secretive or guarded, what's secret in their life? What do they have to guard? Against what? You finding out the truth? No, you got to give it up. If you're the cheater, you're done. No more cheating. No more lying. None. Zero. Because after a year, if you lie again, not about cheating, but who you had lunch with, that relationship, you start over again. And now instead of regaining some of it in a year, it might take you 3 years to regain some of it and 10 years to regain most of it. You want to try, and you can't cheat. And if you think they will cheat, you can't try to save the relationship. You can always get professional advice. And I would recommend that. We would recommend that. And speaking of we, this is Analytical Media. We're a consortium of therapists, professors, and well-published peer-reviewed authors. Help us out to send us to more people by subscribing, liking the video, sharing the video. It helps with the algorithm on YouTube. Help us help more people. Join us in our next video. Until then, please take care.